Hey folks, this is Keough with a new training video for you, and in this training video you're going to see some squatting that I performed on a training session today. My squat template right now is basically set up in a 3-week wave. Week 1 is done for 2 training sessions, the first training session and the second training session, at least for the unwrapped squatting, is exactly the same. And so for this session, I did 315 for 3 sets of 4, and then 335 for a set of 4. And so the plan with this macro cycle is to run these 3-week mesos that are initially going to be pretty easy, but I'm going to progress linearly, and I'm going to add, probably from the first to the second meso, I'll add 10 pounds because I feel certainly capable of doing that, especially for this first week. Everything has felt pretty easy, so I feel more than capable of adding that poundage. My plan on starting so low was, number one, I didn't really need to introduce a crazy intense training stimulus in order to continue to get stronger. It's been a long time since I've been doing work sets with 315, and so I don't really need to jump back into doing high RPE training. I can just do more than I have been doing in terms of intensity and continue to make progress. And number two, I want to make sure that I'm still training with weights and loads and percentages that I can maintain my technique on, and that's a focus for me. It was certainly a focus for me on the first session this week, and then I went back and I looked at the video, that's one of the reasons why I film so many sessions, is I am in a position then to go back and look at my training footage and analyze it and make decisions and modifications based on what I see. So I went back and looked at the training footage from earlier this week, and I just felt like my eccentric was too controlled, it was too slow. I felt like I needed to drop into the hole faster, and I really had to focus on rate of force development coming out of the hole. And so that was my focus for this session here. There are a couple of things that I'm doing differently. Number one, eccentric speed has gone way up, and I felt like I got much more pop out of the hole. Now, one unintended side effect is I'm doing this shrug that I sometimes do when I really focus on speed out of the hole, and I don't want to do that because I'm losing tightness in my back when I do so. And so that has to be fixed. All of these different variables to my squat need to be negotiated in such a way that I end up with the best possible technique for me. But the other thing I did that I changed for the session is I've been thinking a little bit about and watching other narrow stance squatters as inspiration, and I've been thinking about actually bringing the bar a little bit further down my back to see if it helps, because I feel like when I get overextended forward, that's when I really tend to struggle, and that really exacerbates a slow point in my strength curve. And so I tried really setting it far down my back. I felt tight, I felt very controlled, and I felt just like I was able to maintain a more upright position on these. So it's something that I'm going to continue to experiment with. It's something that I've never been able to do in my old university gym because the bars there don't have center knurling, and honestly there's no way I would be able to keep a bar set on my back if I were to try and set it low just over my rear delt. So I always had to carry it higher. But now that I'm using an actual power bar, I can start to try and make these changes. Did some reverse bands after I did the unwrapped squatting, and worked up to 450 for a set of 3. Felt really good about the 450 for a set of 3. Earlier this week I did 425 for 4, and this felt very solid. So I was really happy with a lot of the changes that I made. The faster eccentric really improved my depth. I was looking at my depth from the previous session, and I wasn't happy with it. I know sometimes it doesn't look great from the front with my narrow stance, but that's something that I really wanted to work on here, and dropping down into the hole definitely makes it easier for me to achieve good depth. So I was happy about that. Anyway, keep checking in. I will have more videos for you very soon.